Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late June, early July 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Virgo collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Shuffle it up here one time, see what we got for you as we move on through the year. And yeah, we're going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going. Let us not delay. Let's see what we got for Virgo here, my guides. Please. Hope you're all doing fabulous. Okay, so there is an eye to the future here, or how something might shake out, how it's going to turn out. There's a big future focus showing up, which is never a bad thing. There could be a lot of planning here, but there is a brightness to it. I really like this oracle card. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the June subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So we see this lovely lady. She is on the beach in her blue dress, looking out towards the horizon. Yes, there's a lot of water, which signifies emotions. But to me, when I see someone looking out to the horizon, that's them with future focus, forward momentum, which can be really good. Notice we have all these random structures which could represent events, milestones. There's rainbows here. So maybe some of you are in plan mode about the future, envisioning, manifesting, bringing it forth. But there is never a bad thing about trying to set a plan in place, whether it's a 1-year plan, a 2-year plan, 5, 10, whatever it might be. If you're not in future focus mode, like full steam ahead, Spirit might be asking you to maybe do that when this card shows up in the front, which once again is a good thing in my opinion. Like, this feels harmonious, and it does tell me there are a lot of accomplishments still to be had when this card shows up. So very nice. Let's get into tarot. I always say that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. But yeah, I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright before we get the intuitive juiciness flowing. So we'll shuffle it up here for my Virgos. What do we got for my friends here? My guides, talk to me. So let's talk about last week's reading. Interesting indeed. It was titled A Surprising Situation. Now, it didn't necessarily feel rough for all Virgos. A lot of you could have had various things pop up that you didn't see coming. And that was kind of the gist. There was a little bit of an unpredictable energy that we were seeing in last week's reading. And I know as earth signs, that's not the most favorable type of energy. Like, reliability is always best. But yeah, that did feel like there could be various things popping up. So if something did come through that surprised you, hopefully it was a positive one. But let's get you 3 cards here. I always say energy is super fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your energy or somebody else's. Let's get it going. Let's get 3 for Virgo. Please and thank you. Deck is being specific here. There we go. Yeah, here's that manifestation, that future focus showing up in position number 1. We got the Magician. Beautiful. I always like when we start with the Magician. I don't want to get too overexcited just yet. Let's get you 2 more. Usually that is a very positive omen or a powerful omen. Yeah, universal energies are at play here, Virgo. We have the World card. Yeah, sometimes that could be the close of a chapter or an ending of some sort. Nothing to really freak out about. Let's get you 1 more. We'll really start piecing this together. To me, this feels more like universal, extremely powerful energy. And here's that planning here. We got the King of Swords right on the back end. So yeah, my friends, we're going to have to talk about this. Interesting the way all this energy is playing out. There's aspects of control. There's aspects of future. Universal source type of energy is at play as well. So let's go through, and I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes before we get into the intuitive stuff. Now, as I look down at first glance, I already mentioned several of the things. We got the Magician, we got the World. These are extremely powerful archetypes in major arcana. So there could be very heavy threads moving through a lot of the Virgo collective right now. We have the King of Swords, air sign energy. Kings represent control. The Magician can as well. So maybe you're trying to get a handle on something. Let's really dig into this and see what's up. In position number 1, we'll go one by one. The Magician. like I said, one of the earlier major arcana, so this can speak about the beginning of a journey, sometimes similar to the Fool. The world is the end, so we have that storybook, that karmic energy showing up already. The Magician to me is an energetic conduit. This is a card of manifesting. It's a card of creating one's own future. So when this card shows up, I do say, like, it is powerful themes, powerful energies could be affecting a lot of the Virgos right now. Watch your thoughts and your mind process in this time, because you could be bringing a lot of things towards you, even unintentionally, when the Magician shows up. This could speak about interest in spiritual, interest in ritual, similar to the High Priestess in that sense. Now, I do say all cards have positive and negative, or challenges. The challenges with the Magician, it could represent control. So whether it's a situation you're trying to control, something that might just be out of your hands, an individual that's overly controlling, like a micromanager. These cards show up when that happens. But so we'll see when we clarify it. I don't want to speak on it too much. Now, as we move to the center, we have the World card, one of the most in-depth cards in the whole entire deck. I say that every time it pops out. The World could represent the end of a story, the close of a cycle. I'm not going to say good, bad, or indifferent until we see a clarifier, but it does represent the conclusion of something, or the end. Aside from that, this is a very karmic card. So karmic archetypes, whether that is you get what you put forth, or the cycles and transformations of life, that could be represented here. It's also super angelic and protective. So when I see this, I say, hey, your spirit team is watching you. They got your back. They're looking out for you, which is a very good thing. I also put a spin on this card that it could represent the literal world that we live in today. So world events, things that are happening in the world today could be affecting you, or you might be paying some attention to it. It could be bothering you. You might want to go run out to the woods when this card shows up, like escape. So we'll see what that's about when we clarify it. I always make myself chuckle when I talk about running away to the woods. But on the back end, we have the King of Swords. Air sign energy, so you might be connected to one, doesn't matter male or female. The King of Swords, as with all kings, represent control of their respective suit. Swords are of the mind. They're communicators as well, so this could be a conversation. This could be a thought process. This could be very plan-based as well. When I see the King of Swords, I do think of strategy, planning. So we're seeing little tie-ins to what we had as the Oracle card. The darker side, or the challenging side of this King of Swords, it is very stern, very serious, no nonsense. It can be a cold individual as well when this card shows up. So we'll see what's up here. I'm just going to place him down. I want to dive deeper on all of it, Virgo. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my friends. Very interesting play, because we have many cards of control and cycles, all sorts of stuff happening here. Things look interesting. Things look powerful. But yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Magician. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Virgo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, the Magician. Quick, that card popped out super quick. Wow, really creating something beautiful here, my friends. Whether you realize it or not, you could be creating something amazing here. Now, the Four of Wands, the 1111 card, once again, universal energy with 3 of the 4 cards that are out here. Whenever I see the Four of Wands, and I'll get into some other meanings, I do always say that Spirit could be trying to speak to you or guide you. This could represent extremely powerful omens and archetypes. You might be seeing lots of number signs, synchronicities. Your instinct might be really honed in when we see this. So keep your eyes open for omens in this time, when these, especially the Magician and the Four of Wands. But this also tells me that you could really be creating something beautiful and stable. When Four of Wands shows up, it's a card of celebrations, partying, a cause for celebration. So we see wins and victories and blessings of all types when this card shows up. It's very stable. There could be a lot of energy around the family and the home as well with this. So you might be trying to control a result in that realm of being. But to me, this feels beautiful. Okay, so keep your eyes focused on the positive, because you could really be bringing in something nice here. But watch out for the powerful omens and stuff like that as well. We're going to keep moving over to the World. But I'm feeling very optimistic here. Once again, there could be a reason to celebrate coming down the pipeline, believe it or not. So let's get in on that world. I know some Virgos might be going through some tough things right now, tough situations, right? So why is the world here? Thank you. Yeah. There is a fallout. Something is going to need to end or close out to make way for this beauty that we have here in the front end. Okay, there could be an ending and you might be fighting against it. The Five of Wands is a card of conflict, right? It is also a card of determination, but it could also just be you and somebody that you bump heads, you're like cats and dogs, and it's just always a battle, always a fight, always button heads. But there could be some sort of ending coming down the pipeline that you were trying to resist, slow, or stop. That's a big thing I'm seeing here. So we do still have the energy of an ending, but certain things are unavoidable, right? I'm just telling you how it's feeling to me. Like, especially with a card like the World, yes, life is about that progressive, nonstop change. And you could slow it, you could try to stop it, but eventually if something is meant to move on its way out or end, it's going to end. Okay, and I'm not trying to say that to pile it on or anything like that. For some of you, it could be for the best, but I do feel like it could be making way for other stuff as well. So we're going to move in on the King of Swords, because that is the first thing I said, like something might need to go out to clear way for these manifestations. Let's see what's up with the King of Swords. And remember, that doesn't have to be personal relationships. It could be work. It could be various different things. You know what your roadblock is. Right, you know what doesn't fit. So let's see what's up with that King of Swords. Then we'll do our recap and shadow card. Notice we're getting a lot of fire now. So what do we got here with that King of Swords? Thank you. All wands on the back end. Okay, putting something into motion. Okay. We got the Three of Wands in reverse, and I just want to mention this, especially with the elemental mixtures we got going on now. Every single clarifier is fire. It's wands. So this is something that can be a little bit uncontrollable sometimes. When I see the Three of Wands in reverse, it does talk about somebody putting something into play, putting something into action. So if not you, there might be somebody getting ready to put a plan into motion or a strategy into motion. That could absolutely be it. But yeah, right here, this is someone saying like, listen, I know what I want and I'm going to make it happen. I know what I want. I'm going to get it one way or another. Okay. I'm not trying to say that to sound scary or anything like that. The Three of Wands is also a card of manifesting. So like half of the spread is cards about creation and manifesting. But this is somebody who wants it and wants it now. Right. If not you, somebody else, maybe that's how they feel towards you. Like they might want to move towards you right now. It could be an impatient type of energy we have here on the back end. Or just, I'm also getting the energy of somebody not accepting something as well. Okay, so take that for what it's worth. Maybe it's linked to this. Maybe it's something completely separate. But I'm picking up a lot of energies on the back end there with that King of Swords. That somebody wants their way. And they're going to do their damnedest to try to make it happen. Let's go through. And I'll give you a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card, because I know a lot of stuff was coming through. Only take what's yours. But position number one, we have the Magician with the Four of Wands, the 1111 card in the upright. And I felt like a lot of the Virgos, very powerful manifesting and creating power. You could be creating something very, very beautiful here. Lovely energy, winds of various different kinds, something to celebrate. I did also say that a lot of you could be receiving many powerful omens in this time. Keep your eyes open for the number signs and synchronicities, because Spirit might be trying to direct you down a certain path. Moving to the center, this is where we get a little speed bump, because we have the World with the Five of Wands in the upright. And I did say if some of you, like, something might need to clear out before these blessing energies come in. Obviously not for everybody. But another thing I was picking up here, like maybe somebody that you just don't get along with, you're always button heads, cats and dogs, like I said, that might be on its way out. But I was also getting the vibe of somebody really trying to stall, delay, or stop something that's ending, or it could be on its way out. So there is the energy of a closeout showing up. On the back end, we have the King of Swords with the Three of Wands in reverse. There was an energy of somebody not accepting something, but also someone putting a plan into motion, a plan into action. Like, listen, no, I'm going to make this happen. I'm not going to sit back. I'm going to control this outcome. I'm going to control how this goes. So do with that what you will. There's a lot of fiery energy here, so that could tell us there's a lot of things that are up in the air right now, Virgo. Please take a screenshot. I'm going to get you a shadow card here. Interesting reading, that's for sure. But let's see what's in the shadows for you real quick. Not trying to be a downer with the shadow card, I promise. Let's see what's up. And it's always good for introspection, just to see whether it's within you or something you don't quite notice. But let's see what's in the shadows. Real quick. Yeah, there it is. The Five of Wands showing up again in the shadows. So, like, you're not a quitter. That's what this tells me. The fact that it shows up in the spread itself and now it's showing up in the shadows, you might fight for things to a fault, right? Like, this is like, I will not quit. I will not give up on this. But sometimes it's important to know when you should, right? But another thing with the Five of Wands, the conflict, right? Aside from the determination, if you're just button heads with somebody, you might need to take a step back and analyze why, what the root cause of that is. Another thing with this Five of Wands, sure, in its most positive sense, it could be a little bit playful, but it does talk about tests from spirit. We had a lot of spiritual ties in this week's reading, so watch out for the karmic test in this time when the Five of Wands shows up. It is conflict-based. So maybe you have conflicted feelings about something as well. See, Virgo, throughout this whole reading, I'm just picking up lots and lots and lots of different messages, so only take what's applicable. But yes, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the June subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the May subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced in my community tab after this week's fire and air readings. But for the month of June, I'll be giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of my favorite decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards in this week's reading, which one explains how you're feeling currently right now. Which one are you vibing with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you next time.